What's up, everybody? This is Baka. I'm Frankfurter. That is Magically Average, and today we are going to go over all the announcements that happen at Anime NYC, or at least a majority of what we could find out there. Thank you in advance to Anime News Network for having a pretty comprehensive list. I think really there wasn't too much else that we were able to find that wasn't on this list. The only headline I saw out of Anime NYC that wasn't on this and wasn't going to be covered by this is apparently there was a theft in Artist Alley of just Pokemon cards. And
God,
real quick hot take. I, just
uh,
I think they need to ban card vendors at fucking anime conventions. It's not
yeah,
it's not the primary thing, and it happens at every card convention. There's always some bad people that steal, and it's just like we don't need to bring that negativity into the anime
well,
sphere.
I mean,
So that's my hot take.
especially Pokemon too. I think
Like
they should go even further, and they should restrict certain vendors from being there. You know who you are, but
Anywho, we've done a whole episode on that in the past, so go find that one. But yes, Anime NYC, always a big convention. Usually a lot of announcements. I feel like we got a lot of announcements, but they were pretty tame in the sense that it's just more so updates than like reveals.
yeah,
So I feel like today's going to be a very update heavy episode, but we'll hop straight into it. With the first one, we're going to go from basically Thursday's news to Sunday, which there really wasn't too much on Sunday. But starting with Thursday, we got the date and a new teaser trailer for Fool's Night or Fool Night. I always want to put an S at the end of it. Fool Night, which will be debuting on Netflix worldwide November 26th. This is a series that I do enjoy. My younger sister was buying these volumes, and I was reading them as she got them, and she kind of fell off of it. And so it's just one of those things of like, I should probably go out and buy it and read it, but I just haven't. But this was a really good series. I really enjoyed what I read here, and I'm really excited for this anime.
hmm
Do you know anything about the series at all or no?
I know a little bit. I think I have the first one or two volumes for it. Um, so I'm familiar, but nothing beyond a handful of chapters.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that's all you pretty much need then. But yeah, again, Full Night, November 26th, exclusively on Netflix. Next, Netflix. Netflix also announced a new teaser trailer for Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2, which will debut on Netflix October 20th.
God, fuck.
Which I've been staying away from like anything from this show because I just want to go into it without like only knowledge from season 1 because season 1 was so good. Like I played the game, I watched season 1, really looking forward to season 2, so I don't want to go in with any expectations. I don't want to see any of the trailers and kind of be spoiled because media trailers I feel like have a tendency to do that. So let alone, anime OPs,
Mhm.
they do that all the time. So I've been trying to go media blackout for this outside of like dates. So yeah.
God, can we real quick? Netflix
What?
quite literally just does their own thing when it comes to releasing. Like Fool's Night was November 26th. So what is that? Like
Yeah.
end of fall into winter season, and then this is October
Middle
20th.
middle to end of fall, yeah, because fall season starts in October.
I
So
yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
it runs
And then this
October to
is
the end of December, and then January is
and
winter
then
and yada yada.
the Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 is going to be like just after the start ish of fall season. But like
This is like yeah, this is like your equivalent to rebooting ReZero again in the sense of just like, hey, it's
yeah,
coming out in like 4
but
or 5 weeks into the new season.
Netflix does this all the time. They'll just like throw out a random, like they did it with Orb. Orb was like half in fall, half in winter.
I mean,
So
you're not wrong.
I don't know. Just Netflix, come on, get with the program. Just follow the seasonal releases, please.
No kidding. But I am looking forward to this. One thing I wish Netflix would do would give us a season 3 of Come and Can't Communicate, but that'll never happen.
No.
Something else Netflix did give us that I don't know if necessarily
Who
anybody really
who
was
asked
asking
for
for, but,
this?
like, I'm still gonna watch it
No,
just,
you're not.
as, like, a background thing, I'll watch it, but, Netflix basically gave us a new teaser or official trailer for the Lego One Piece two-part animated series. It's basically going to cover the first 2 seasons of the live action One Piece series that they did, but it's framed as Usopp telling an exaggerated version, like, to Chopper. So that's basically what we're gonna get as a Lego show, which
Ugh,
great, wonderful, cool. I'm not, like, super excited about it, but I'll give it a listen/watch. This does come out, September 29th. So, look forward to that, but yeah,
it's but
I don't know,
it's
man.
just a two-part animated special? So is it just
Yep,
it's just 2 episodes, basically,
I
retelling
guess it just retelling seasons 1 and 2 up to where Chopper comes in, I guess.
who I I'm not
Which I am watching the
I
live action One
uh,
Piece right now with Sam, and we're almost halfway done with season 2. We're
that
enjoying it, it's fun.
my brain is struggling to comprehend why they would do a Lego One Piece still. Everything doesn't make sense. Nothing is right. Everything is backwards. Who who is this geared towards? Is it to kids? Like young kids? Is it
I Your guess is as good as mine.
well, I just because I'm look, I'm trying to have a discussion, but it's hard because I'm looking at all this is making my head hurt and then because I don't understand it, it's making me frustrated. I'm basically going caveman, where I'm like, me no understand, so me get angry. I just like I'm
I
so confused. Why?
It's
Why? Why?
probably just for the fact that I feel like Lego, there's a lot of Lego animated series out there, let
No, I
alone
know.
movies, and I feel like it's easy to produce, and it's just like, "Hey, let's do this fun thing because we collaborated with Lego to make, play sets. Now let's collaborate with them to make just an animated short and
But
just." Maybe it is for the kids who can't, sit there and watch 8 episodes a season for an hour to be like, get the content. They just need it real freaking quick, and it's just like, "Here we go. Here's 2
but the
episodes."
but the other aspect to it too is that it's a retelling of the first 2 seasons of the live action One Piece too. Not
Mhm.
even not even like the original. It's of the live action version.
Yes.
I just
Which is a retelling of the
no,
original
I know,
version,
but
which
that's
is
that's
but,
part
like,
that's kind of part what I'm getting at. It's like why would it be a retelling of the live action, which is a retelling of the original? Like, what are we doing? What is going on? Why?
I don't know, but the
I
the remake of the original, which isn't the live action or the Lego One Piece, was also announced that it's given a date and it's given an episode count, and all episodes are coming out at once. So
uh,
the oh shoot, I completely blanked on the studio. Wit Studio is
yes.
doing the One Piece remake for the first part of One Piece, and it was basically given a new key art, paid homage to the first chapter, but yeah, it's given a date. It's coming out. I'm trying to
February
find it in this
2027.
long thing. Yeah, it's early 2027.
No, no,
There's gonna be
February
7 oh, February,
2027.
sorry, I thought you said it early.
Nope.
February 2027, there's gonna be 7 episodes, and they're all coming out all at once on Netflix, so
I
I'm kind of happy that they're doing that, but boy, this has been a long time in the making for just 7 episodes. I don't know if they're gonna be
uh,
30 minutes or if they're gonna be longer, but
well, it's
this one kind of not necessarily baffles me, but is more
this one baffles you?
confusing. For the fact that it's been in production for what, nearly 5 years?
Well,
And we're only getting 7 episodes?
can I be frank with you, Frank?
Sure.
I if anyone cares about this, you need to get your priorities straight. Who the fuck cares? It's just gonna be a nicer looking version of the original. That's all it is. It literally is. The 7 episodes will recount the story from the first 50 manga chapters over the course of about 300 minutes. So to your question, episodes are going to be
Oh,
slightly longer, I believe, if my math works out roughly.
42 minutes each.
There you go. But
About 43.
it's just gonna be the first 50 chapters. So it's all it is just saying, hey, we put makeup on the original that aired back in 1999 or 2000 or whenever it came out. That's all it is. Who cares? Who like I again, we did a whole episode on this, and the question that remained at the end of that episode and still is in existence to this day is, who is this geared towards? Are you trying to get a new audience of fans to get in love with One Piece? Are you trying to appease those that just want the nostalgia factor of going back to the original with a nice little gloss over it now so that it's pretty like all the newer episodes coming out? Like, who is this for? Not to mention all the other projects that are coming out, like the live action and the random 2-part special Lego One Piece. Like, I'm so confused by
Uh,
the decision making around this. I just
yeah, when you frame it like that, I do understand. I think the live action one is a little bit easier to explain away compared to, yeah, a
I,
remake and the Lego one. Like, for
but
the
it's
people
it
who don't like anime, I feel like the live action is a serviceable adaptation for people who don't want to watch anime. But the other two, yeah, I get your point. I see your point, and it is kind of like Netflix has put in a lot of eggs, like, into the One Piece basket, and it's just like, what's the payoff? Are they going to be in bed with is Netflix gonna be in bed with One Piece for the foreseeable, like, 2 decades coming to finish out the
oh
rest of
god.
this? Like, I'm not entirely sure, so, yeah,
I
it's interesting to say the least.
it's just I yeah, I'm really confused. Not to mention I think it warrants bringing it up, but One Piece has a new collab with Nike too that it had teased like a week or 2 weeks ago, and they finally revealed what the collab is, and they're the different devil fruit shoes. First off, uh, this is not me being a One Piece hater, okay? This is just me having eyeballs. Those shoes look heinous. Emphasis on the anus. They look bad. Uh, but it
I
just
hadn't heard of this, so I'm looking it up
oh
now,
yeah, have fun.
and, it's not great. I will say
Yeah.
I do like the shirt.
No, you don't. Okay, the shirt, fine. Not the shoes though. The
The shoes, not so much.
shoes are pretty bad. But this it feels like there's something else happening. There's something else going on. I think all of this is all of the media attention. I say media attention, but more just like marketing and advertising and collabs and all these different projects and everything. I feel like it's leading to something massive. I don't know what it is though. Like,
Do you want my opinion as to what's happening here with all this One Piece crap?
go for it.
So, without naming what I do for work, basically our largest vendor is wanting to get into, or seeing that the trends are leaning towards, kids and everybody else are leaning towards Japanese goods and Japanese media, etc.
Uh huh.
So they're trying to get into that as well and provide exclusive goods for series like that. And they're like, well, what's the most recognizable brands, recognizable series that are family friendly, that aren't going to be very exclusionary. And One Piece really is the biggest thing out there. And so, all these brands, so you have Nike, you have baseball, like freaking the Dodgers, you have basketball too with the Lakers. you have other brands doing these collaborations with One Piece, Lego, Netflix, etc. So they're like, okay, it could just be the fact that they're like, hey, what can we do to, bring the youth into our subculture and maybe bring them in even further, oh, well, let's start with One Piece. And I feel like that's why we're seeing a lot more One Piece, and this is a super side tangent from the New York, anime convention.
Anime
Yeah,
NYC.
Anime NYC. Thank you. Jesus, my brain just farted there. Um, it's detracting from that whole conversation, but I think that that is essentially why we're seeing more collaborations with One Piece. I mean,
I
heck, you even have One Piece X like collaboration with SpongeBob with McDonald's that's coming out too.
ugh,
I don't know if you've seen that one.
no,
They're doing they're doing kids toys where the
stop,
SpongeBob houses are in the shape of devil fruits
stop,
and have, like, the
please.
SpongeBob characters on top of the houses. Like, I think it's
Mm.
purely just for the fact that One Piece is the biggest property out of Japan, and brands are like, "This is safe.
I,
Let's do a collaboration with them somehow and market it to, us silly Americans who aren't gonna bat an eye at it."
I,
So, that
s-
is my take. That could be off base, but that is my tinfoil hat theory.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a tinfoil hat theory by any means. I mean, I don't want to discredit what you just said or minimize what you just offered forward in terms of a theory, but I think that's more obvious than anything. I'm more getting at like there's something else going on in the background with Oda. Like something else is happening.
But
There's going to be
that's
some big. There's gonna, it's might be something within the story that is going to be a big like reveal. I know there's already the hey, it's ending. All right, and we have a rough timeline of when it's going to end. I say rough because it theoretically
it
could
was
change at
supposed
any
to end
moment.
last year.
Oh, that's what I mean. Very rough, right? So I'm wondering if it's something like that where like he's teeing up a massive spin-off series, right? Or whatever. I it's there's too much focus around One Piece with the different series coming out, the live action, the Lego one, the different collabs. Like, I mean, being completely transparent too, having not fully, read through the manga series or caught up entirely on the anime, like this is all someone that's speculating from kind of the way back seat. But like it felt like 5 years ago even. One Piece didn't have this like massive foothold that it does now. And I know anime and manga have grown in popularity exponentially since, COVID and everything, but like seems like One Piece has ramped up significantly more than a lot of others. And I feel like with all of this recent news coming out, there's something going on. That's my take. That's my tinfoil like
my
trying to draw
my
the lines on the
only
wall.
yeah, my only concern with that is just basically how much control does Oda actually have over marketing and what who can use his properties because like
I mean, it's his
to be
property. He has
completely
to
frank
sign off.
well that's the thing. Is it like I don't know how manga contracts work in the sense of like how much he owns over that series because like other mangakas I feel like they have a series they like they do or that they like that they draw and then it gets the axe early. It's like Red Hood is a perfect
That's
example. Like if they own the series then why don't they go back and just publish the rest of it online or once it's quote unquote done. That's where I'm kinda
well,
just like, I don't know about that because I don't know how much of it that they actually own.
I mean, they own the entire. I mean, they should own the entirety IP. I feel like a lot of those creators, though, um, typically, I believe what would happen is if you get your series licensed through a publisher of some kind, and if they technically own that like license, and then they get rid of it, you might have restrictions on like being able to do like go and sell the rest of it at like Comic-Con or something, right? Some of them do. Like they're actually one of the series right now is kind of about that. Um the Draw and Die or whatever it was called. God, what was it? What's the name of it?
Oh, yeah, draw this, then die.
Yeah. That's I mean kind of the premise of that series is that they get their series they have
Yeah,
their series serialized and then it ends after I think it's just one or two volumes and then they
because
sell
like,
it, you
so,
know. But that
my point to that is also just for the fact that, like, again, we're not really gonna cover the rest of One Piece Day, which happened separately from Anime NYC, which was
uh
yesterday. We'll cover one story, but, like, there's a new One Piece metal pusher for fucking, like, arcades. Like, like, you put in a coin, it comes
yeah.
down and it pushes it. Yeah, they've got a new one of those. It's just like, are you telling me that he's signing off on every
I
little thing like a metal pusher,
I
So it's just, yeah, it's weird. But also just like, who's asking for that?
it's more dude, every time I go to round 1 there's like a new one of those coin dozers. I'm more
That's fair.
my focus is more on the different series that are coming out. The live action, the Lego, the
Yeah.
re the complete rendition of the first 50 manga chapters, all brand new, right, from Wit Studio. Like there's too much happening within One Piece to not raise an eyebrow and go, "What what are we heading towards? Is it something
Maybe this is just Oda's golden parachute. Once he's done with the series, he's done for good.
golden parachute? Motherfucker's been fine for like years. Have you looked at
I
his
know, I
earnings?
know.
Holy
No, I
moly,
know.
he's
I'm
fine.
I'm more so
He's
talking
totally
about
good.
a less disgraced way of how Activision's like CEO went, where it's just like, hey, here's a bunch of money and just like bye,
I
but
just
less disgrace. You know what I mean?
I
But
I find it hard to believe that there's not something else happening. Because
yeah,
I do not want to offer up the suggestion because I feel like this is my death sentence if I do. I don't want to accuse One Piece of pulling an Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer and just milking that cash cow, right? I I don't want to believe that that's true. I have to assume there's something more taking place. Now, if
I
that
would say if they were doing it with the new content, then yes, I would be on your page. But the fact that it's just from square one,
I,
just let them do. Like it's less egregious in my opinion.
yeah, I don't know. They're getting to the point now where I'm like, you either need to stop while you're ahead. It's that famous line from The Dark Knight. You either die a hero
You,
or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. One Piece is
oh
heading in
boy.
that direction. Okay. Yeah,
At least with those Nike
let's
shoes, they are.
let's finish it
Um,
off. Finish it off.
uh, last piece of One Piece news that we'll cover before we continue on with Anime NYC. The only
Oh,
thing I want to cover from One Piece Day is the two movies that were announced. So they will be doing two movies, one releasing in 2027, the other in 2029. The one in 2027 is going to cover God Valley, which, boy, like, this is going to be the first movie that actually is canonical. And I'm really excited about it because this is like one of those it's one of those flashbacks that is very important, and, like, the fact that they're making it into a movie, because it does fit within the parameters of lengthwise for a movie,
mhm.
that I'm just beyond excited for this. This is going to be one of the best, you know, canonized movies for a series. I know Chainsaw Man was great, but boy, is this gonna be so fucking cool. And then the other one coming out in 2029, I am trying to find the name of it. It's I completely lost it. I believe that one. Yeah, no, I lost it. Oh, film. It's just called Film Bad, BAAD, which is coming out in 2029.
Bah.
Not a lot of news, really on that one. So that's it for One Piece news. We're continuing with Anime NYC, which that would be the Manga Awards. So this is the third
Up,
annual
up, 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 up.
American Manga Awards.
Thank
What?
you. You
Yeah,
said
no, I was
manga
getting
awards.
into it.
I wanted to I wanted to correct you and say American manga awards because
American Manga
I was
Awards.
just
Yes, is the
making
third.
faces at the first winner because I'm like, what?
Yeah, my bad. No, but the Japan Society and Anime NYC announced the award winners for the third American Manga Awards at Anime NYC. Here, there are only like a handful of categories, but that's probably for the best. But we're going to go over those categories from bottom to top. Best publication design, we have Wendy Chan for Fruits Baskets, the complete box set. Best translation goes to Jean Mitsuko Kash for Magica. Best lettering, Madeline Jose for Made to Skate, which that is a wonderful manga if you've not read it.
Mhm.
I buy it absolutely. Please go out, buy it. It's wonderful. Best new edition of classic manga. You got Mushishi Collector's Edition, volumes 1 and 2. That's just the hardback for Mushishi. And then you got best one shot manga. You've got Cocoon by Machiko Gyo. And then best continuing series, The Summer Hikaru Died, volume 6. And best new manga, Billy Bat, volume 1,
That's
which
I
I have not actually heard of Billy Bat.
oh,
I have no idea what Billy Bat is.
it's
For all the manga that you and I read, I have no idea what this is.
it is from the same creator, I believe, as 20th Century Boys. Um,
Yes, it is. It has his freaking stamp of art just right
yeah,
on the first cover.
it's super cool.
That
So
I'm definitely gonna go get this then because
okay, so
Jesus Christ.
here's the thing. This is why I was confused because I'm like,
What?
it's best new manga. Billy Bat started in '08 and concluded in 16. We're just finally getting the English releases for it.
Yeah.
So when we say best new manga, what we're really saying is best new English translated manga. Like it's not a new
Yeah.
manga. Plus Billy Bat was
You're
one of the ones I think I'll have to do some research, or maybe you can while I'm rambling. I want to say this was one of the ones that Dark Horse are doing like a big new like collector ultimate whatever they're going to call edition of them. Um I know it was big
for
news
for which
for Billy Bat.
which series?
Billy Bat.
Oh, because it says English publisher is Abrams Comic Arts.
No, I know, but I want to say there was I want to say that it's already getting some sort of collector type edition too. Again, I could be wrong. I might be confusing it with something else. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, it was on my list. It's been on my list since its announcement to go and grab volume one. But then I was like, why is it winning best new manga? It's been finished for like 10 years. But
Yeah,
that's just
I'm not
the
entirely sure.
US taking its sweet ass time to go out and license good series. But yeah, the same creator I think is like Monster, Pluto, a lot of other
It is.
iconic.
Which honestly, I didn't realize that he was doing a current series that I have read the first like 6 volumes of because it was another one that my little sister was reading,
Hmm.
Asadora.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that that was his work. So because it is a drastically different art style, it feels like.
Well,
So
he might be writing on it
that could be it.
as
But
opposed to the doing the illustrations. Um,
true, true, true.
but yeah, that just it threw me off. But um,
But that's still exciting though. I
oh
definitely
yeah,
will be going to pick that up because I did not realize that that was what that was.
yep, yep.
Um, but yeah, we still have a ton of news stories to get through, so let's kind of blast through some of these. We got some licensing. Kana licenses Children of the Afterlife, Happy at Home, and 4 other series. Those other series are Good Morning Leon, Why We Fall in Love, Pumpkin Night, which boy, that looks fucking
That's a
that is disturbingly
that's been a
weird.
famous one online. It's already had fans translations for quite some time now.
Huh, did not know that. And then Soon the Fog Clears, which I really like the art style on that volume 1 cover. That I'll definitely be picking up. But it doesn't release until November 2nd, 2027. So
Yeah, a lot of these are coming out.
somebody set a timer, let me know next year to go pick that up.
Yeah, a lot of these are coming out later in 2027. The earliest ones are Happy at Home on May 4th and Children of the Afterlife June 1st. The rest are August, September, October, and November respectively. in that order.
Yeah.
So got
Well, at
some time
least Pumpkin Night, which looks like a horror series, is coming out in
in
October.
October,
So
October 5th.
that is
Yeah,
very
it's
fitting.
I'm sure people have seen like snippets of it online. It's basically this girl that I think was mutilated, and she wears a pumpkin on her head, and she goes off and kills those that helped
We're responsible.
made yeah, basically. Yeah. So
Hmm.
as the synopsis says, it's perfect for fans of classic 80s slasher films. So if you're a fan of like Halloween, Friday the 13th, any of those like old classics, this is a good series for
Nightmare
that.
on Elm Street, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next up, we've got Yen Press licenses. They've only got two here. The Goblin Samurai and My Crush's Crush, which both of these actually like. Usually, something like the Goblin Samurai wouldn't catch my attention. Like if I saw that on the spine, I'd be like, nah. But that cover art that does look pretty cool. I think that that's pretty interesting, and I might look into that a little bit more. And then My Crush's Crush, maybe so. We'll see, feel it out and see if it's any good. But yeah, those are the only two that Yen Press really announced. At the bottom, it does say they also announced that it will release an audiobook of the Boy and the Beast light novel and the Rise of the Lowborn Ascending the Ranks by Crushing Incompetent Nobles light novel. So there's also that to look forward to. Next up, we've got Dark Horse releasing more stuff. They are releasing Vampire Hunter D, Rose Princess manga, Vampire Hunter D, Fortress of Blood comic, Fortress of Blood, which is in comic form, and the Case of Charles Dexter Ward manga.
Which
So
is an H.P.
if you are a
Lovecraft.
fan of yeah, so if you're a fan of Vampire Hunter D as a whole series, you've got more coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, if you're a fan of Lovecraft, like their releases that they've done, you've got more Lovecraft
The
releases coming. So
the
that's
love
actually pretty exciting.
the Lovecraft ones they do are so pretty. Dark
I've
Horse.
got the one, I've got the one hardback. I don't
Oh,
have any of the other ones, but I have the one big hardback
it is. Yeah, the
that they
mount.
did.
I think it's the Mountains of Madness. I think is the one that I have.
Yeah, something like that.
Whew, they are
I've got that.
good.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take a quick aside here. Dark Horse, I feel like does the best of the best when it comes to these like limited edition, like hardcover, big book versions
I
because
was gonna say the big book. Yes.
I have as much as I love Witch Hat Atelier, I have the first volume, and while the art on the inside is pretty, the cover and spine for that book are horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the sense that it feels cheap, it feels like it's falling apart,
Well,
it's not good.
we were together when I was like, oh, we were at a convention, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick it
Yeah,
up.
and I was like,
I'm
"Hey,
gonna
make
get
sure
it.
none of them are falling apart," and you
and
picked up all 4 of them or whatever he had.
it just felt like the spine was gonna deteriorate instantly.
But
I was like, oh,
it's like that, it's Uble Blot, which also has similar issues
yep,
as well.
yep.
I think the only, like, other one that no, I think Dark Horse did, shit, what's the samurai series that we not the
Oh, Wolf and Cub.
no, not
Oh,
Wolf and Cub, the other one,
um, I know which one you're talking about. The Blade.
Vagabond.
Oh, Black Vagabond too.
Vagabond, I think, is Dark Horse as well, so I'm not even gonna comment on it, but
I think
if
so.
it's not, that is, like, the one exception to the rule, but, yeah, I feel like,
I do.
Dark Horse is really the go-to when it comes to those big hardback edition, for mangas.
I was gonna say
If it's not, it's just I'm not really
big editions.
I don't know.
Yes, I do want to give a shout out though to the Mushishi collector. That
Yes.
is superb. Very well done. I think the paper quality is great. The color's great. It feels like it's well put together too. Um,
Yeah, but it is
which
in a smaller format, but it like,
no, I
that
know.
there's
That's
nothing
why
wrong with that, but it's
no.
yeah.
Well, and because I say that because I also have the whatever the perfect editions I think they're called for Soul Eater.
JoJo? Oh,
No,
th
no,
those
no.
I have as well.
JoJo's are great. Soul Eater ones, I don't know what happens. Some of them are like look like they were bleached, like the colors just different. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what happens. Some of them the spine is off completely, like, in such an atrocious way that you're just like, "How did this pass quality control?"
Like
Like, they
like,
are
you can
so
see
s
behind me, like,
Oh,
you
yeah, the
I've got
color.
all of them right here. So number 2, you can't really see it. Number 2 is more mustardy than the rest of them, but then, like, not you can kinda see it. Not all the heights are the same on the
Oh god,
books,
that too.
and
Yeah, I didn't
then,
even talk about that.
like, they're, like, just millimeters off, and then not all the heights on the, like, actual Soul Eater, you can kinda see them kinda going, like, up and down, up and down.
Yep.
Like, they're not consistent.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I feel like they are really great, but the spines and just, like, the yeah, that part is really annoying
Yeah. That's why I wanted to
for
give a
the
shout out to
OCD.
Mushishi because I think they've done a great job.
Yes. Alright, let's get through some more of these
Samamar.
some
Let's go
more,
to
some more of
Samamar.
the Jesus. Some more of these licensing, announcements. 7 Seas, they are licensing My Lips Are Being Targeted, Scarlet Thirst, Synchronicity, Obsession, and, let me scroll down. I wish it had just been love. The Duke's daughter must be seduced. The Duke's daughter must seduce the Demon King, but the Demon King's a girl.
Oh!
Enslaved by My Cats, which
Okay.
looks adorable. Gyotia,
Doesn't matter.
Gotia shock. I
Stop
don't know.
spending so much
Whatever.
time on that one.
Witch and the Mercenary. Witch and the Mercenary, I've seen everywhere on the Kodansha app. I have yet to even just start reading it, but like it's very heavily marketed on the app. So it's nice that it's actually getting a adaptation, which is really weird now that I say that out loud, that Kodansha is the one that has like owns the IP and it's getting licensed by 7 Seas. That still to me just baffles my
Don't
mind. Why
worry.
some yeah,
Don't worry.
it
We'll
is what
have
it is.
someone eventually within the industry give us a crash course if we can recruit someone. If
That
anyone's
would be
listening and wants to give us a
wonderful.
crash course, let us know.
Please and thank you. And then we've got more licensing. This one from Mahjong Pros. They are licensing Snap Call Kiriniji. R- yep, that. And then Richi Mahjong 101.
Oh
Those are
my god,
the
it's all yeah.
two.
Okay, so they're both just mahjong. One's quite
Yeah, they're both
literally how to play
Mahjong.
mahjong. The other one's like a cool
Probably
dude
like a
eating a yakisoba
battle
bun.
manga.
Yeah, I guess so.
Divorced, unemployed, and pushing
No,
30
we're
after
not. No,
spending 4 years as a shut-in
too, too
Rinji.
much, too much. Just stick with cool
Anyways,
dude eats a yakisoba bun and plays mahjong.
correct. But yeah, this is a publisher that I have not heard of before, so that's kind of interesting. All right, more licensing. So we've got at least 3 more of these.
Oh
So
boy, here
let's
we go.
continue through. We've got Manga Maverick Books.
Yep.
I don't know why they. Yeah, no, that's their name. Manga Maverick Books. They've got licenses for Midnight Robot and Jesus Christ, Arya Kun and Haruma Senpai.
Good job. Close
Wonderful.
enough.
Uh, Close enough. Those are coming out. It physically they're coming out in like the spring summer of 2027. The Haruma Senpai one that will have a digital release in December 2026. Next, we have Omoi licenses Love is the Sweetest Journey and Titan and adds Titan manga titles. Okay, so sorry. I'm reading this headline for the first time, which I probably should have done before, but
Whoa.
working adults and all that jazz. But yeah, basically, Omoi, which is another publisher I have not heard of, they are licensing these series, Love is the Sweetest Journey, and then I guess they are adding,
They are a
announced that Scholastic's graphics imprint will begin releasing artists Tawa Akeno, author, whatever. Basically, another manga called A Snow Fox at the Northern Fort. I'm like basically trying to glimpse this to be like, what in the hell? Get to the point, please.
yeah.
Amoy also revealed it will add 45 titles from the Titan manga in the coming leaps, volumes of from Sonda, Record Journey, which Record Journey is great. I really enjoyed that one.
Mhm.
And the Elegant Courtly Life of the Tea Witch, which are all available today, with the full catalog available later. These titles will be available to Omoi Premium subscribers. So this is
I
something that I'll probably have to look into to see what that is, because if there's more Record Journey out there, I wanna read it.
okay, just wanted to add in, Amoy is a digital manga publisher.
I figured
Has
as
it
much.
Yeah, okay. Um,
So,
yeah, I've never heard of them. They changed its name from Azuki last year in November. Also did not know of Azuki. Uh, they have a services. I'm trying to like speed read. Amoy's first partnership was with Kodansha USA, which explains some of the Kodansha series, and then it ended its simulpub manga distribution with the company and on other platforms in January of 2023. So I don't know what
which
they
I think is
have.
when they release
They have
K
their own.
manga.
Yep. So I don't know where this app is accessible, if we have it here in the United States or not. I have no clue. But yeah, this is
If you wanna tackle the next one, I'll check my phone real quick.
sure the connection one. Well, funny enough, the next one is Kodansha. They licensed Trapped on Tape and announced print releases for, this is a big one, Hajime no Ippo Fighting Spirit. This was probably one of the bigger announcements to come out, I would say, from Anime
Thank
NYC,
Christ.
that we are finally getting a manga release for the Hajime no Ippo Fighting Spirit, which has been on the K manga service, has been releasing digitally in English. We are getting a physical omnibus release in fall of 2027. And then the other one, Trapped on Tape, looks to be a horror manga series, which will release in the fall 2027. The Kodansha Print Club will also release the series How to Grill Our Love, as well as Abikun's Got Me Now. Wow, actually, there's more. Holy
Hmm.
cow! In addition, they are releasing I Want to Hold Ano-kun So Badly I Could Die, Matcha Made in Heaven, and Changes of Heart. All of the other ones that I just listed are on the Kodansha Print Club release. So, lots coming out from Kodansha. Obviously, the biggest one being Hajime no Ippo. It's funny. I saw probably like 3 weeks ago a guy on TikTok that was like, I will take literal back shots if any of these series get an English release. And number 4 was Hajime no Ippo. And he stitched it. He stitched his own video and was like, well, this didn't age well. And it was him saying that. And then the one of the representatives from funny enough from Dark Horse was like, big announcement out of AnimeNYC, Hajime no Ippo is getting an English manga release. And then he's like, well,
In local news,
yeah,
local
yeah.
manga freak is
Yeah,
taking back shots due to lost
yeah,
bet.
tickets on sale to watch him
Okay,
take
so
back shots.
no kidding. So Omoi is or Omoi is an app in the United States that you can download, read manga. Um, just briefly glancing at it, it is, hey, I don't know what the premium subscription is or what that includes,
Mhm,
but you can read first chapters for basically a lot of things just like free, just to see if you enjoy the first chapter and want to read more. And then you can buy individual volumes. You don't buy like or read individual chapters. It's like you buy a volume at a time, and
mhm.
it's what's come out physically from what I've seen. Because they have, I want to love you till your dying day or whatever the.
Yeah, yeah.
I should know this. Yeah. They have it on there, but purchasing options are for volumes 1 through 8, so it's not individual chapters. So that's pretty neat. If unfortunately, if what I said out loud is the truth and not there's no exception to that truth, that means there's not going to be any more Record Journey on there than I've already read. So
Bum,
that
bum.
is quite unfortunate.
Moving
Okay,
right
we are
along.
finally out of. Well, we're not out of licensing hell. We're taking a break real quick. We've got Fate/Strange Fake TV anime confirms a new season.
Ugh.
Aniplex confirmed in a video on Saturday that Fate/Strange Fake TV anime will get a new season. The company first announced the news at a panel. So, yeah, no, there's no news as to when it is coming out. It's just news that hey, it's happening. So Oh, I know you don't really listen to this, but if for whatever reason you do listen to it, here you go. Here's your news, buddy. You're getting more. I don't know what I really just
Hooray.
I'm not a huge fan of the series. I know other
This
people like
is
it. They love it. It's fine. great. I'm
This is
not gonna yuck your yum. This is definitely not for me.
yeah, it's a series I've just never been able to get into. I think it's run its course too, but that's just me. All right.
Yep.
Back to licensing.
And back to licensing with Tokyo Pop, which God, they are coming back from the grave.
Good for
Tokyo
them.
Pop announces 7 new yeah, you know what? In all honesty, yes. The more, competition we have, the better. Announces 7 new manga licenses, and those licenses are Jesus Christ, give me a second. Gata Gatapon, and then she became Mina, which that looks dark. Which sure, I'll read that. What goes on behind the scenes? 6 Paths of Horror, the manga. The Commander's proposals out of the question. Breathe Out, Look at Me, which looks like a boy love, and then First Love Begins with the Second Kiss, which also looks like a boy love. I will say, I think the reason why I don't read so much Tokyo Pop series currently is for the fact that most of what I've seen them produce is boy love, and
Yeah.
about 3 out of these 7 series are boy love. It's just not my thing, which is fine. It's I'm not gonna say it shouldn't exist, but it's not my thing. So, but for those of you who do like BL, you've got more coming from Tokyo Pop. I will say and then she became Mina. That does look interesting. And then you know what? I could be convinced to read the Commander's proposals out of the question. That looks fun. Potentially, we'll see. Might be a boy love as well, but who cares? I like the art for it. So there's that. And more licensing news and more Tokyo Pop licensing news. They've licensed 2 new manhwas, Lily of the Valley and also The Magic Soup. Which God, that's what a wonderful title that is. The Magic Soup.
I like it.
I like that title. Also really unique art for that one. But Lily of the Valley, not my favorite art style. Probably pass on that one.
I also
Your brain's tinkering. I
I
can
would be
see it. I
remiss
can
if I
see the
didn't say
steam.
that. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that the Magic Soup is by Kim Peacock and Tropical Armpit. Love those names,
Wonderful names.
but yeah, Tokyo Pop. Tokyo Pop's interesting. They actually in a part of their revitalization, they've actually become a publicly traded company. So you can actually buy stock in Tokyo Pop, which is very
Hmm.
interesting. So it's kind of a show of investment from the fandom into the success of the publishing company. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's good to see that they're getting more and more licenses, albeit, they're not top tier, I would say, in terms of like notoriety, but they are grabbing a lot, which is a great thing, as we've harped on for many, many years at this point. Just pick up as many as you can. As many as
Yep.
there's we only get 10% of what's created in terms of getting an English printing, let alone translation into digital format even. So as many as you can feasibly grab, do it.
Without
We
going into
will
generational debt.
well, yeah, within reason is what we're saying. But yeah, we
Yeah.
are always starving for more unique series. And the
Side
Tokyo
side
Pop
note.
certainly looks like those. Yeah, what?
Side note to that. I went to Kinokuniya yesterday, and I have 1 through 3 of iShield, and they had 4 through 30 whatever they had out,
Did you
and I'm
just
like,
did you just do the
I
comedic thing
I
of like
wanted to.
go into the
I
shelf and
had
just slide it across into your basket?
I dude, I wanted to so badly. I wa like, I woulda had to take out they had 1 extra 13 in there. I
So
woulda
you
taken the
you
1 extra
removed
out and then
and
just
then
like
just
yeah.
like
I was
like
so
dominoes just right
tempted.
into the basket.
I
Yeah.
was so tempted to get them all, and I was just like, "No, control yourself." So instead, I bought the rest of what I didn't have for Sumiki's Ogami's
Yeah.
Ordinary Life.
Yep.
Really enjoyed the first 2 volumes of that, and then Cat Life Balance 2. Really great.
You went
But
with
yeah.
you went from like I'm gonna get a football series. You know what? Never mind. Let me just get some furry shit.
It's not furry shit. Cat Life Balance is a office worker
Oh, the
trying
first
to
one. The first one's a little furry esque.
Oh, yeah,
The first one's a little furry
slightly.
esque.
slightly. It's wholesome.
No,
It's
no, no, I
wholesome as
know.
heck.
I have the first volume. I just like the idea of you being like, yeah, NFL season's starting soon. Maybe I'll grab the rest of. Wait, hang on. Maybe some furry stuff will pique my interest instead.
Yeah, I had $20 and I felt like I could buy anything and everything.
You're
I was like,
like,
"Wait a
the world is
second."
my oyster.
I had a $20 gift card. I was like, "I could buy it all," but no. Um, sorry. Most of the news that we have left is publishing, so let's just blast through it.
Let's do it.
Ise Press announces Whalestar and Soul Leveling
Whale
releases.
star.
Whalestar, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that, something mermaid, and several new, releases expanding the solo leveling lineup. Basically, for solo leveling, they said that they're gonna release a Spanish language edition of, the comic, novel, and audiobook formats, which I think is actually really good. It's not just, like, more like, "Hey, here's a continuation of a series that's already ended, and we don't need more of it."
Yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, those will be available in the United States and Canada, while the audiobook will have a worldwide release. Weirdly, not gonna say Mexico in there. All right, wonderful. And then they are also making Soul Leveling Ragnarok sequel novel. So there's that. And then they are also the last thing that they announced was Soul Leveling the board game, competitive tactile tabletop game for
Cooperative.
1 to 4 players. Cooperative, sorry. Oh boy. For 1 to 4 players. So if you like tabletop and you love solo leveling, boy howdy do I have the announcement for you.
For posterity reasons, it is a cooperative tactical tabletop game, not a competitive tactile tabletop game. Just for posterity.
Yes, that's fine.
I'm
Whatever.
just saying.
It's fine. I know.
Interesting that Ise is doing manhwas too. I've memory serves. I think Ise does a lot of BL series too, but they do. I guess they do take a lot from Webtoon, and Webtoon obviously has a very large library of manhwas. So very interesting. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give your brain a
I'm
break. I'll take the
pleased and
next
thank you.
one because this is a long one. Yen Press reveals 9 new licenses, including Uberblot
Wow.
2, The Grey Exorcist, Seal My Lips with a Kiss manga. Um, so going in order from the article, we've got The Witch's Conviction, The Beast's Redemption, Cause I'm Freedom, Seal My Lips with a Kiss, Uberblot 2, Knights of the Fallen King, The Grey Exorcist, Interdimensional Memoir, Make It an Eternity, Can I Call You Unny, Hot Nights at the Hot Springs, Secret Trip number 241. We got a nice mix here of what looks like action, shoujo, maybe some.
Yuri,
Yeah, we have Yuri, we have
BL.
BL, Yuri, we'll say Yaoi, um, and
Sorry.
then maybe some isekai. I can't tell, but no, I mean
Yeah, it's
it's a
got
good
it all.
lineup. It's a good diverse lineup, but yeah, a lot coming out of Yen Press. And again, a
I
lot that I've never had. It's not on my radar, mind you. I will note I haven't been reading a ton on like MangaDex and other sites online for like English translations. Whereas before I was like, oh, I already read that one, or I had this crossed my path at one point, right? I'm like all these. I'm like, the first time seeing this, cool. So it's a good lineup, but
yeah.
we're getting a lot. But you thought 9 was a lot. Hold on to your hats, folks. J Novel Club licenses 10 light novels and 1 manga.
Ooh, ah.
I like how we had to add the and 1 manga. So the J Novel Club's 1 manga license is Crybaby Love Song, which looks to be like a yaoi. And then the remainder are light novels, which include clear my throat. Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Fraudulent Fiancés, and Otaku Prince Finds Love in Akiba, Keep Me Close, Finding My Home in You, Elegance and Exile from Alchemy to Luxury with My Ardent Knight, Fleet-Footed Dungeon Delver, Tune In for Magical Girls and Motion Blur, Middle-Aged and Mid No More, Rising in the Ranks over Drinks with an Elite Priest, Being Famous is Neat, spelled Neet, Going Sister Rank on Livestream, Deja Vu, Betrayal Begets New Beginnings, And lastly, grinding my way to a happy ending. If only my OP big bro didn't make things so sister complex. What an awkward title ending. Uh, yeah. Holy moly, J Club.
Yeah.
That
No,
is
that's a lot.
that is a lot. Yeah. They they've been attending a lot of cons too, and their model online is weird. I should say not weird in a bad way, weird in an interesting way, where you basically buy the series, but I believe you can like exchange it when you're done for
Like
credits.
sell it back.
Yeah, so it's an
So
interesting concept
it's
because
like
they're
Bookwalker.
yeah, if I believe so. Um,
Okay.
they actually hopefully I'm not confusing J Novel Club with Bookwalker. I don't think I am. But yeah, their model is very interesting, if I remember correctly. Um, we had chatted with them, some of their reps before at one of the conventions. So yeah, a lot coming out. If you're into light novels, you have plenty to look up on J Novel Club.
Yeah.
Moving right along as you research J
J
novels,
Novel
so I don't look
Clubs.
like an idiot. Uh,
No, you're
Publong.
good.
Apologies if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Publong, a BL-focused publisher, announces 5 new BL manhwa and web novel titles at AnimeNYC. These titles include... Oh, I don't like how this site's lined up. All right. Define the relationship, The Hunter's Gonna Lay Low, and Passion, as well as the web novels Healer and The Hunter's Gonna Lay Low. Well, okay, The Hunter's Gonna Lay Low is going to be a physical and digital. Thank you, article, for making it confusing. So, plenty of BL or Yaoi series coming out. Jeez, oh Pete's the Healer cover is crazy. But yes, a lot of I've never heard of this publisher. So, it should be noted that it is unclear where you could read the web novels. It does not say. Apologies. Some are available on Manta, Manta. Some are available on TappyTune, and some are through the web serialization. I imagine
And
self
also Lezhin,
or yeah, Lysin.
Lezhin,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, this is interesting that it's just like, hey, we've got all these things, but we've also sourced it out to different
yeah,
places.
they're
Like
accessible in multiple different spots. So yes, but
that's kind of odd, but all
if
right.
if you're looking for more BL manhwa series, those are plenty from Publong.
So reporting back on J Novel Club, you got them mixed up.
Fuck.
Bookwalker is the one where you buy and sell back for smaller amount of coins. J Novel is basically you buy novels. You can become a member to read some more things for free, but or get your coins at a discount. But they use a coin system. A
That's what it
dollar gets
is.
you 100 coins,
Okay.
and usually their books cost about 799 coins.
So roughly
So
$7.99. So
eight
not bad.
bucks.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Moving on to the last, thank freaking Christ, publisher type announcement.
This is a big
Kaze
one.
US. This is pretty big. Kaze USA manga imprint plans to launch with 5 to 8 titles in 2027 to grow to 25 to 30 titles by 2029. So HyperCollins' new Kaze USA. HyperCollins is basically I looked at this while you were reading off the other ones, other than J Novel. HyperCollins is a publisher in, like, I want to say Germany, like in Europe, and they are launching a new publishing brand as Kaze in the United States. And they are trying to get some more titles, in the United States like they do have in Europe, so that way they can publish them here. Imprint has also revealed its first title, Saxton Moore and Philip Johnson's SOL Sista, original English manga. The company describes the title as Ultraman meets Power Rangers in this Pan-African kaiju-crushing teen slice of life manga starring Atomika, a goddess turned high schooler juggling two very different lives.
What is
Yeah, that's
Reading that
kind of
description, I was like, ah.
that's almost a brain aneurysm in a sentence.
I was like Sarah Connor
There's
in
a
Terminator, just
lot
like
there.
getting seared by the explosion of
Yeah,
that description.
that was a lot.
Holy moly!
But, one bonus or thing that they announced at the panel, they will not be using AI translations, which is wonderful,
Two
great, love to
big
hear that.
thumbs up.
Yes. Yeah, Hyper Alley, which publishes plus size misadventures in love in print, is Kaze's sister imprint, and Kaze plans to draw on the experience from the Hyper Alley team. Basically, the just like, hey, what do you do over there? How do you make it work over there? Cool,
Yeah.
let's make it work over here. But kind of going back up into the article a little bit, the company plans to release 5 to 8 titles in 2027, 20 to 25 in 2028, and then 25 to 30 in 2029. So they're scaling. There, I assume that this is going to happen at the back half of 2027 for those 5 to 8, 20 to 25 titles in 2028. It's like, hey, can we do this well? And then, scale appropriately, like, hey,
Mhm.
let's add 5 to 10 more titles in 2029. Let's not, let's make sure that this works before we scale beyond what our capabilities are. So they it seems like they've got a good business model going, or what they, a plan of what they want to do. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we can see Kaze on bookshelves here shortly next year. And then lastly, we've got three anime type, or two anime and then one other. Let's just get into it. Sorry,
Oh
my
my god.
dude.
Jesus.
The we have I not we I have fallen off the fucking rails this episode. It's been a long one. The Moon on a Rainy Night anime listed for 2027. It was reported that the anime television of uh, Kuzoshiro's The Moon on a Rainy Night manga is coming in 2027. And that's about all you need to know there. There's no season as to when it's coming out, but if you know what that series is, great. It's coming next year. Then we've got Murcielago TV anime debuts in January 2027. Haidai revealed that it will in a teaser promotional video that in 2027 of January 2027 they will debut the Murcielago manga as an anime, which
I yeah.
I've heard of the manga. I have not heard, like, I've heard the name of the manga. I know that it's also like a car, but I've heard the name of the manga. I don't know anything about this series. But
My
looking at,
my friend is very excited. Very surprised that it's getting an anime, I will note. I think just because of the material itself,
mm,
but is excited that it will be airing in 2027. But yeah,
yeah, reading kind of the synopsis of it, it almost seems like it's going to be semi battle royale type.
yeah, yeah, it from what I understand and what I have gleaned online reading through the synopsis and things, it comes across a bit more
No,
uh
now that I'm seeing it, it's more Suicide Squad than battle royale.
yes,
'Cause
there's
it's
that. But
fight evil with evil, former death row inmate chosen through extraordinary legal, measures to serve as a state-sanctioned executioner.
yes,
By her
but
side is her watchdog and partner, whose extraordinary driving skills are second to none. As one heinous crime after another lands on their doorstep, the strongest duo takes on the darkness lurking within society. A wild, unconventional, addictively insane, and dangerously intoxicating buddy action series set in motion.
yeah, that okay, I remember a little bit now. So yeah, I think the other aspect to it, and we don't get it in the title card, but it certainly is present in the manga cover, is that
Yeah.
it is a little raunchy, I believe.
Mm.
Um, so I think that's why my friend was like very shocked, quite surprised, however, excited. So I was like, oh well, all right, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. No,
Plus,
I mean,
it
it's
should be.
on High Dive,
I
so
was gonna say
that makes
it
more
should be a little
sense.
telling that it is on High Dive. I meant to note that a little earlier, but yeah, this will be on my radar. My good friend, they have very excellent
Oh,
taste in anime.
looking into it, holy crap! Had 29 volumes.
Jeezy Pates.
Yeah, but it actually came out in the United States. It started publishing in 2017, and we will be getting volume 27 in September.
Good
So, and
gravy.
there's two more after that. So yeah, no, I'll be looking into this one and keeping an eye out in January for it. So we'll cover it more on the winter preview and winter one episode review
Yep.
episode when it comes time. Last news story out of Anime NYC: Crossed Hearts. Yeah, no, I read that right. Launches Studio Hearts imprint new licenses. We're back to licensing, baby.
This was the. It should be noted. We're not trying to end on like on a flat note. This was quite literally the only announcement of substance
On
that came
Sunday.
out on Sunday. So,
So I'll just read the whole entire article because it's very short.
eh,
California-based global English publisher Crossed Hearts announced on Sunday at Anime NYC convention that it is launching an in-house imprint, Studio Hearts, and presenting several new licenses. Studio Hearts will launch with 3 ongoing titles: Doomsday Requiem with You. Oh God, fuck my life. Gia-
fuck your life. 3.
Chiaroscuro. Chiaroscuro.
Sure.
Sure, we'll go with that. And Soul Guiders. The publisher will also announce the following licenses: Welcome to the Rose Manor, Flirting with the Villain's Dad,
Hell yeah.
which that's a wonderfully hilarious fucking title. The Two of Them Can't Be Mobs, Love Beyond the Final Boss, The Hero's Party Quest for Love, Emma and the Eyes of That Bid Farewell, Where Sea Meets the Shore, or sorry, Where Sea Meets Shore, The Devil in Me, Ink Soaked into Ashen Paper, Fairy Trap, and lastly, Addicted to You.
I-
Wonderful.
quick correction. Studio Hearts will launch with 3 original titles, not ongoing.
Ongoing. Yeah, brain. I don't know how my brain got ongoing there. It's original
All good.
titles.
Cross Hearts also announced a partnership with Thai Girls Love publisher Lily House to release titles in English.
Well, yeah.
And Kodokawa's Bookwalker global store announced earlier this month that it is adding Cross Hearts titles to its catalog as well. So look at that. Bookwalker comes into the conversation.
There you go. Just in the nick of time, we got him in there.
Yeah. So what have we learned? What have we learned from all these announcements? It's a good
What we've
question.
learned is that not Anime NYC, anime conventions this year has kind of taken a weird route in the sense that they are not announcing more anime-centric things, and more so they are announcing manga
I
news. Like, there's been less anime news than there had been manga news in the past few larger anime conventions, if that makes
I
sense.
No, it does. It does. And we talked about it before when we recapped Anime Expo because we
Yeah.
felt that that was sort of underwhelming to a degree as well. But I mean, I attribute it to the fact that it's one with the way that the internet works today. You have to grab someone's attention the moment that you have something on hand, and what I mean by that is you risk the potential for a leak or someone discovering something prior to you making an announcement, which gives this huge deflating, release if people already know or there's rumblings about it, right? So
Yeah.
so it's much more convenient if you just go, "Hey, let's put out a tweet, or let's make a TikTok, or let's release a quick snippet, right, and just get ahead of it right now." But the other thing is, I think a lot of the English conventions specifically are leaving most of those to the conventions that take place in Japan, which aren't many. We should note that there's not like a whole slew like we have here in the U.S., where it's almost like every weekend it feels like we have some sort of anime convention going on around the U.S. Albeit some of them are small, right? But there's
They're
usually
usually smaller. Yeah.
there's usually something going on. Again, those won't
Sure.
have the announcements like we have at Anime NYC, Anime Expo, and a couple of the other larger ones that take place. But there's still conventions nonetheless. I feel like
Which
the anime announcements they're like, keep it to them. Keep the new trailers to them. We'll just kind of take whatever they're giving us and we'll stick to manga for our big announcements and stuff. Now, granted, if people are, I guess people are going to throw a hissy fit if we don't mention this. There were eh, the sneak previews of anime. I know one off the top of my head. They did give a sneak preview for Kagurabachi, like the first 20 minutes of the first episode. So people got to
yep,
see a sneak preview of that. However, that's a situation where we already know it's coming out. We already have a release time for when it's going to air. It, at this point, it's just like going to the movie theater for the Crunchyroll early, previews and seeing it there. So it's not
which
as.
those tickets did go online, by the way. That is happening September
So
something. I'll
I
look
just
it up.
think like with the way that the mainstream media works, with the way that social media works, with the way that just like you have to keep hype going, everything kind of fades much quicker now because news is coming out every other day, it feels like, in this space of something new is releasing or something just got announced or here, oh, there's this big collab going on, whatever it might be, right? We constantly are getting
Yeah.
bombarded with that type of like news. So when it comes to anime previews and anime announcements, it's like I don't want to say it's lackluster, but I feel like it doesn't have that same. There's not that same reactions you get from the anime community now because it's like it just feels like it's more of a formality than something that's really cool and exciting to look forward to at conventions specifically. Um, because again, like we usually learn about it just on like, oh, did you see what David Production did? They tweeted out when the next part of Steel Ball Run gets announced. Oh boy, it's like, why wouldn't that could have been a really cool thing to announce at a convention? Oh, but the convention's 2 weeks away. We don't have time. We got to say it now. And it's like, all right, right? Or
Yeah.
Viz, why do you do all of your seasonal or quarterly manga announcements on Twitter? Well, because that's when we know, and we're not going to wait for a convention to announce it. Okay, fine. Part of it's probably the overshadowing too. They don't want to get like you're going to a convention and everyone's trying to one up each other, and you don't want to be the one that's like, oh well, we're kind of middle of the road. People already forgot about us because the very next moment something even bigger just got announced, and now you're just kind of by the wayside. So there's a lot of factors. I just I look at the conventions nowadays for things like all the different manga announcements and releases. I also look for the more of the exclusive stuff, like going and seeing the panels with the creators or the voice actors or whatever the case might be. You just don't get to see a lot of those cool. Here's the big announcement. The new big release happening on Crunchyroll is X coming out in next year, right? There's just so few of
Yeah.
those now because you just want to capture the audience as soon as possible. So waiting for a convention sometimes is more of a detriment to you than it is just sending out a tweet.
Yeah. No, you make a good point, and I'm hoping that, you know, I'm holding out hope just for the fact that I'm attending that Anime Frontier, which is presented by or very heavily sponsored by Crunchyroll,
Mm-hmm.
does have something of note worth that isn't just, more licensing, deals that usually are, done by tweet rather than at conventions. It's kind of, I feel like, a bigger, newer thing that, and maybe I could be wrong here, that, you know, publishers are going to anime conventions to be like, hey, we've got these series coming up in a year
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Like that's to me
Well,
where I'm just like, I would be more excited if this was coming out within 2026. Like some of these series, I'm like, that looks awesome. When does it come out? October 2027.
and you're like, oh, okay.
Fuck me. It's
Well,
just like I'm gonna forget about a lot of these things, unfortunately, until I see it on shelf. I was like, where have I seen this before? And then,
so that
harken back to this episode.
so yeah, I mean, like it. Trying to my brain's moving too fast because it's late in the day and I'm trying to like not spew words out randomly that's incoherent. But when I was at Anime
Like
Japan,
me.
look, it happens. When I was at
I know.
Anime Japan, though, it still kind of felt like that to a degree. Like everything that was there for the most part were things that had already been announced, right? And you're just kind of getting like a first peek at the experience. Not to say like it's the actual series, right? They had like big display for Marriage Toxin, they had big display for Steel Ball Run, they had a big display for it was already airing at the time, but um oh, what's the stupid demon one with the one that we said was really bad? And
Anon-san?
no, it was the big every woman was just massively stacked. What was that garbage one? Togenanki. They had a
Oh
Togenanki
god, that
booth.
one.
Like these were all things that either had been announced or were currently airing, and it was just like an experience. And then the panels that you got to apply, like get into a raffle for and try to get in for, were like you get the experience of being there with the creator or the director or the voice actors or whatever, and then you get to see like the OP, or you get to see the first 10 minutes of the episode or whatever it is, right? That was the
Yeah.
experience. It really wasn't like, and the news for today, this just got announced for next year. There was none of that. So I think the conventions now are like more so just to get to experience the series. You, again, have those exclusive interactions with the creators, the voice actors, whomever. Like I still think one of my favorite experiences was going to the Studio Trigger panel at MomoCon, uh, not this year, but the prior year, and seeing two of the artists that had worked on like Panty and Stocking, and I think one of them might have also worked on Kill la Kill slightly. But just seeing them like live draw, and then there's someone talking through the process and how they would get the cells and do the different animations and go through. They went through everything, and then they had a meet and greet. Like that was such a cool experience that was for a series that at the time was basically done. Like it had wrapped up its
Yeah.
two cores, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the identity of these conventions are anymore, other than giving fans the experience of interacting with those in the industry for ongoing series, upcoming series, and then in between that, you have all of the manga announcements and licensing announcements and things like that. You know, things that don't require much pomp and circumstance, we'll say. They can just be a part of like a large panel. Like, here's our list of all these different licenses. If get ready, they're going to come out next year. You know, they don't
Yeah.
they don't have the same reception as like, here's our big announcement for what series is going to get adapted into an anime in 2027, right? So I don't know. It's
Uh,
interesting. I think it'll be an interesting. I gotta stop saying interesting.
Interesting?
It's it's a unique turning point, I think, in terms of what conventions are going to look like moving forward. Are they going to be more industry focused? Are they going to be more announcement, you know, reveal, sneak preview type stuff? Or is it going to be just kind of like a mix mosh of the two with a sprinkling of a lot of fan involvement for like panels and different things like that? So I don't know. It's an interesting time, I'll say.
That it
But
is,
there
and
has
this
been
was
a
an
shift. There has been a shift.
yeah, I was gonna
And I've
segue, and this has
shifted
been
your
an
segue.
interesting and you've shifted my segue from being interesting to shifty. Thank you all for joining us this week. We
Or
greatly
shitty.
appreciate it. Hopefully not. If you made it this far, please let us know. Was it or was it not? We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. But if you want more of us, please go follow us on social medias at Bakacopodcast, wherever you get your social media feeds and podcast feeds. We will be there. I've been Frankfurter. That has been Magically Average. Until next time, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.